Hey Kelly. So, I really loved our session today. I think we uncovered some weaknesses, some things that had been around for a while and didn't know about. So I'm really excited for you to get working on those because maybe I'm being optimistic, but I'm hopeful that just by addressing it, everything will happen pretty rapidly. It's not like this. We're trying to strengthen muscles that you've been beating up forever and they're not responding. It's more of like, no, they just need to be addressed, and I think it's gonna go well for you. Should see less popping, less catching, and it's really just more confidence when it comes to things like stairs and squatting down. So we'll start with before we get to that though, start with the easy stuff. For that knee, you're doing wonderful, you're bending here, wonderful. So the next way I want you to work on bending is like a quad stretch, but I'd rather you work on propping it up behind you first and then kind of letting, just ease yourself back into it. Nice, good lean back. That's gonna be a wonderful quad stretch here. Remember, we also did bending at the hips, and then you go back. That's gonna be more of a knee stretch. I think you need the quad one more. So just kind of some gentle, and then from there, when you lean back and you get a good stretch, you can do some rocking back and forth, and that's a nice way to kind of wake up that muscle. This might be a really good warm-up precursor to doing some of the other stronger lifts that we're gonna do later. Heck, I'm all for doing both legs too, if you're gonna go ahead and do it. So what's nice now is because you're doing well enough, we can get into a lot of these moves don't just need to be single leg anymore, they can be bilateral, which I think will help you a lot in the long run. For your straightening on that right leg, doing wonderfully. The only thing I would do is still when you ice, prop up that leg and get that weight on the knee. We're so close, you're only about an inch away. Or even just kind of, force it every once in a while if you can. Not super worried about that, just want to address it. All right, so when it comes to working that inner quad muscle, we have three, I think they're good options, three decent options that I know you're capable of, and that we did in here, and that we showed that they don't hurt, and they provided a pretty good workout. So the first one is going to be that step exercise, but now instead of going, we had been doing kind of a side step, forget that one. Now fully capable of doing a forward step down and then right back to the up. If you're having popping or some knee crunch, turn that foot out about a 45, that should help. And then make sure, a lot of this comes down to kind of that mind-body connection. You're telling a muscle to do a hard job, and it's a muscle that has not done a lot of work in the last couple decades. So you almost have to just really concentrate on squeezing that muscle and keeping him engaged the entire time. I don't want a break when you touch the bottom, and I don't want it to shut off when you get to the top. It's just kind of on and working very deliberately. It's a great movement for that lower muscle, and it's relatively pretty safe because, again, our range of motion is so short. If you use even a short step, use a 2 or 3 inches. It doesn't need to be a lot. Heck, you don't even need the stair. Get that foot down and just tap the floor in front of you. Great way to still work that muscle anywhere you are. You can throw this one in at work pretty easily wherever you go. Bam, mine's burning, so I think that one's gonna work for you well. The second one I really liked was the lunge. Again, do this maybe on your second stair, foot up, get to a good spot where you can lean, get some knee over the toe is beautiful. That push your foot into the stair so that muscle's on, great, that muscle's on. Now, just do some pulsing, forward and back. That muscle is on and you're not giving it time or a reason to turn off. It's on the entire time. If you need to feel that muscle and kind of hold and go, yeah, it's firm. We want firm instead of soft. We want to make sure he's firing. If you want to play around, if you're having some pain, if you want to play around with something under your toe box, sometimes that can help as well with a little bit of that depth. But what we're going for, you ended about here was your depth today. As you get better at this, let's really lunge forward. That will bring in that muscle even more. That muscle likes to work in a long range of motion whenever it can. So between those two, the step down and the lunge, awesome work on the legs. And then if I were to throw one more thing at it, I'm not going to worry about those blocks. Just instead of that sumo squat, now knees together, face you here. Feet closer together, and then you want those knees going forward now, forward over the toes. Look at that angle. That is much better on the quads. It's hitting my quads now instead of the hips, which all your hips so far have been, or all your squats so far have been pretty hippie. All right, so that's a great, now that's a little bit down the road. I hope you can maybe initiate those in a couple weeks. But right now it's that forward step down, stair optional. I should have showed you that earlier, I'm sorry. Stair optional, and then we got the lunge with some good knee over toes. If you want to do, again, going back to the knee, going back to recovery, I would still ice for another couple weeks, once to twice a day. I would still, no recreational walking if you can help it. Try get through work, get through, normal day-to-day stuff. But still, I don't want any normal workouts for the lower half quite yet. Still want to get this right leg caught up, honestly both lower quads, a little bit more alive before we do that. But you can do all the upper body and the core training that you care to do. Any questions, please get a hold of me. I love what we're doing. Excited to progress this in a few weeks. But for now, just if you can fatigue the heck out of that muscle on a daily basis with less clicking involved during each rep, let's try to, we're not gonna be able to eliminate the click, but let's try to avoid the click. And then just keep the pain down. We're gonna be doing great. So Merry Christmas, and I will see you in a few weeks. Bye-bye.